Senator, chutzpah is a Yiddish word, and I didn't realize until I became familiar, until I got your book here, that your parents were refugees from the Nazis.
Yeah, and the dedication, Tom, is to my mom, and a lot of people looked at it and said, my goodness, the mother and the son look exactly, alike. And my parents fled the Nazis in the 30s, not all got out. My dad was one of the famous Richie Boys, the German kids who wrote the pamphlets that were dropped on the Nazis, telling them to give up. My mother was in the army, and my mother, who I dedicated the book to, her memory, she and a small number of Jewish women basically told their spouses, their grandfathers, all of the people they could be in contact with, that they were underestimating Hitler, that they were, for the most part, being in denial, that he thought he was a nut and they thought he'd just go away. And I dedicate the book to my mom because I'm convinced that if she and a small number of other Jewish women hadn't done what they did, which is to blow the whistle on the real danger of Hitler, I wouldn't be here having a chance to enjoy the Thom Hartmann show.
Yeah, well, and your parents fled before they got swept up in the Holocaust.
We lost family at Theresienstadt, at Auschwitz, and we go through all of that in the book. And it also kind of forms a little bit of my thinking too. Tom, I think my shady past. I wanted to play in the NBA. I thought I could do it. And, I didn't pay as much attention to what my dad said as I was dribbling my way through life there for years on end. He said one thing that really has always been with me, that what they feared most in Nazi Germany was the knock on the door, because the knock on the door was an indication that they were being picked up. And the question I always asked my papa was, how did people know who those people were and where they lived and how to get in touch with them? And it leads me to another book my dad wrote called Stella, a true story about a beautiful blonde woman who, when all the other Jews left, stayed behind and turned Jews into the Nazis.
Wow. We know also that, in fact, there was a book about it. I guess, an American company, IBM, actually played a role in keeping track of the Jews. We have just a little less than a minute here before we're going to hit just a very quick break, and then we'll continue our conversation. But one of the more common questions that I get from people calling into this program is, when will I know that it's time to flee the United States? Do you have any thoughts on that?
Tom, I wrote this book because I believe that we've got the grassroots power. And it's not just progressive Democrats, but a lot of Republicans who don't like Trump and a lot of independents and the like, to basically take our principles back. I think that's what's so ominous about what Trump has done in terms of his values. And we're going to be part of a grassroots juggernaut that's going to be the public sector, the private sector, and we're not going to just sit around and run the risk that we ought to take off. I'm for staying and fighting.
Yeah, I'm with you.